Hey folks, Rick here. Another post recorded video. I don't know if I'm gonna splice these things together or what. I'm really not big on editing, so that's why I've been doing the live videos here lately. And I love doing the live videos. The only downside to live videos is if everything's not set up, chronologically, you can't pause it. So I just did they just delivered my lift. I done a live feed on it, and now I'm just going back and doing follow-up videos, just so I can maybe put them together and maybe document the process, maybe some, I don't know. But the plan is right now is today is Tuesday, and man, I got to give kudos to Home Depot. I'm going to call Tony today. Matter of fact, I got to give them kudos. I mean, I'm going through the process here. So when I decided I wanted Danmar, I was stuck on BenPack or Danmar, and I called BenPack, and they were all right. They wanted to nickel and dime me for everything. I mean, the lift was already more expensive, which is, it's okay. I was willing to pay the extra money for the lift. It was certified, which this one is also. But then they wanted everything I wanted to talk about, drip trays. They wanted to charge me for everything. And sorry about that. Using my phone to record here. So when I went ahead and I decided on Danmar, I called I looked it up at Home Depot. I looked it up online. I'd been looking at both, and I figured out that Home Depot sold Danmar, and the price at Home Depot was the same as on the other site. So it wasn't anything, like I was getting a deal at the time, and I'm getting my way to that. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna call Home Depot, see if I can have it delivered. This is the whole point of going to Home Depot. See if I can have it delivered to the store, and then of course I don't have a truck, so rent a U-Haul, rent a truck and a trailer or a truck, and then go pick it up and deliver it here, and then offload it off the truck one piece at a time. That was my plan. So I called Tony at Home Depot and said, hey, you guys mind? I saw a review on I think the Home Depot site where someone had done exactly what I was asking to do. So I called Tony, and which is the manager at my local Home Depot, and he said, hey, let me call Danmar myself and see, because he was looking at it on the internet with me over the phone, and he said based off what he could see, they should deliver it to my house. So he said he was going to call Home Depot. Call Danmar. So he calls Danmar, calls me back, and within like 5 minutes, said that he talked to an associate at Danmar, and they would deliver it to my home. They would offload it in my driveway. So I'm like, all right. I said, well, I'm going to order it tomorrow. Based off what you just told me, I'm going to order it tomorrow. So he I ordered it the very next day. I'm sorry, ordered it 2 days later, and then the day after that, I get a phone call from Danmar, a young lady at Danmar, very nice, said, told me that they couldn't deliver it to my house unless I had a forklift. They couldn't offload it. So, make a long story short, I called Tony and said, hey man, this is my issue. He said, all right, let me call Danmar back. He called them. He said, yeah, sure enough, they can't offload it. So we were back at my original dilemma. So I said, hey Tony, can I have it delivered to the store? Come by and get it, with a truck. He said, you got your own truck? I said, no. I said, I gotta rent one. He said, well, we can deliver it to your home. Once it gets mixed to the store, we can deliver it. I'm like, hey man, that's great. And he said, of course, for a fee. I said, well, I'm going to pay a fee for the rental anyway, for the rental truck and trailer possibly. So we agreed. It was scheduled to be here on the 11th. Today is the 8th of July. So awesome. I mean, everything's gone so smooth. I mean, even the process of when Danmar called and told me they couldn't deliver it or they couldn't offload it, even that process was smooth. Calling Tony back at my local Home Depot and getting that worked out. I went down to the Home Depot last night to pay for this thing. They were going to charge me $79, and I sat there for like an hour, which I had some shopping to do anyway, buying this garage door stuff, remotes and stuff. But I was in there for about an hour, and they were going to charge me $79 to deliver it. It wound up being $35, like 37, I think it was 37 and some change. So I'm like, what, I can't complain about that, right? I walked in the door thinking it was going to be 79, and it wound up being 37. So, oh yeah, going back to my original issue. So, so when I called the order, when I placed the original order for this thing, I can't believe I even skipped this. When I placed the original order, I always used my PayPal account, and it got canceled. My bank canceled the order for some reason. That's what PayPal said. Well, when I called my bank, that's what they said too. So they canceled my order, and so I called Home Depot back. Was dealing with them, their representatives, and said, look, I don't know what happened. I apologize. I was wanting to replace the order, but I was wanting to make sure I wasn't going to get charged twice, basically. And they assured me that I wasn't. And they told me, they said, call your bank, find out why they canceled the order. So I did, and they said, by the way, we're going to give you 10% off the lift when you call back. So I said, okay. So when I called back, I actually saved $300 on the lift, just for the fact that it got canceled by my bank, which was awesome. And I've got to admit, I've never really been a Home Depot fan versus a Lowe's fan or anything like that. I just, I go where I want to go, go wherever's convenient at the time. But I've got to admit, man, lately I love dealing with Home Depot. Now, I'm not saying they're always cheaper, or they are cheaper, or they're not cheaper. I haven't had any issues with the customer service, and as long as the customer service stays like that, I want to continue to go back. And matter of fact, I'll actually go out of my way, because I actually have a Lowe's that's closer to me than Home Depot. Got me a Home Depot card last year. Had some home improvement issues, and I got me a Home Depot card, and that's what caused me to start going to Home Depot more than I was in the past. So in a sense, if you think about it, I've saved $300 off my original purchase. I've saved right at $35 off my delivery. So $335 I've saved off my original purchase and delivery, because I believe Danmar was actually going to charge me a fee to deliver it here. I believe if I had a forklift, it was going to charge me a fee plus like I said, my rental if I went and picked it up with a rental truck. So far this has actually been a pleasant experience for me, and I'm using these videos to document the experience and document the journey. And hopefully you guys and girls will come along with the journey. If not, these videos hopefully will be here when my kids get old enough and they start looking back on their memories. These videos will be here for them, and their kids. So kudos to Home Depot. Kudos to Danmar at this point. I haven't done an inventory of this yet, so I don't know if there's anything damaged or missing. But up to this point, I gotta give them kudos. I know Sally's not too happy. She's been sitting out in the driveway for the last couple of days and dirty dirt. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, look at the louvers. Man, it's filthy. So I gotta give her a bath today, and I'm gonna finish my painting today. Well, I say finish. I'm gonna attack the painting. So far my experience is pretty good. Got to call on Tony today and let him know that. And one thing I'm bad about doing, which I'm gonna try to make sure I do on this, is I am bad about giving reviews, online reviews, especially for the good reviews. I'm bad. You know, I'm kind of like, hey, I didn't have a problem. You know, no need to review it. The only time I really think about giving a review is if it's something negative. But I'm gonna try to remember, once this process is done, set some time aside this Sunday whenever I'm done with it, and actually go online and give an honest review. Home Depot and Danmar. But Home Depot's done their part, and granted, you know, I know they're technically responsible for the order if it's wrong or right, damaged, because I bought it through them. But ultimately, whether the order's right or wrong, it goes back to Danmar. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Check back in for some updates, and I'll keep you posted.